89.3 and 88.5 Yes FM. Also broadcasting on the internet at yeshome.com and on your smartphone through TuneIn Radio and Wonder Radio.
One of the guys that's currently on Wonder Jam, Mr. Jason Castro. Hi, Jason.
Hello, how's it going?
It's going. How are you?
Very good, thank you.
Excellent. So, which city are you in today?
Today I'm in Dallas, Texas, my hometown. I came home for a few days.
That's right. You guys generally kind of like take a break during the beginning of the week and then like starting towards the weekend, like on Thursday, then head out for the weekend on the Winter Jam stuff, don't you?
Yeah, that's about how it goes. We got Monday through Wednesday off, so I fly home every week to spend some time with my family.
Well, enjoy the warmth of Dallas, because when you come up to Ohio and Michigan later this week, it is cold.
Really?
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. And
Yes,
first day of spring is Wednesday, but it's going to be some of the coldest temperatures we've had all month, so we're going backwards. So
Oh, boy.
bundle up. Winter
Yeah.
Jam living up to its name even when we get into spring here.
That's right. Wow. Yeah, I was starting to wonder if we were out of the cold weather, because the last few days have been pretty warm. But I guess not.
Nope.
No, so make sure you're taking like vitamins and echinacea, ginseng, and all of that, because if you're, like anybody up here, this weather is wreaking havoc on sinuses, allergies, and everything else.
I bet.
Yeah.
Well, I'll come prepared. Thanks for the heads up.
Yeah.
And I think that's why they save Ypsilanti for one of the last, hoping it'll at least be decently warm. Didn't work this time.
So tell us about Winter Jam. Is this your first? No, this isn't your first Winter Jam. You've been on a Winter Jam before. You're a pro at this. But
Yeah.
yeah. So what's your?
It's actually last time around 2 years ago. I got to take part in part of it, but only on the second half of it. So this experience has been a little different because I was able to be on the tour from the beginning, which is kind of cool. Last time I kind of felt like the new kid at school. Who does sit with at lunch? But now it's just been fun to be in from the top, and I've had a blast. We're out with some great people.
Excellent. So what's maybe been some fun stories that have been happening with Winter Jam in your experience, or just some cool things that have been happening?
Cool things happen every night. It's an amazing thing, but the things that I kind of start to notice are what we do backstage. And I've got to say that Toby and his crew, they're pretty crazy. They're playing some sort of sporting game, and I'm taking up some new sports on this tour, which I never anticipated to do,
Yeah, I remember some tours with Toby, they'd be playing basketball or something all the time, so yeah.
Oh, yeah, every day. And cornhole is the big game this year. I don't know if you're familiar with it, like the beanbag toss. They set up their own every day.
Boy, Toby's getting
till 1 in the morning.
Toby's getting kind of old then, resorting to cornhole.
That's kind of a staple in the Midwest, so maybe he's picked up some Midwestern habits and stuff, because that's pretty big around here. So.
Yeah.
So who's the champion so far? Anybody on his team, or are some of the other the guys and gals that are on the tour? Are they winning, or are they keeping score, or just they don't care?
Oh no, yeah. Winner stays and keeps playing. So they're all Toby's crew is pretty good at it. It's kind of amazing to watch. Like, wow, how do you do that? I'm one with no hand-eye coordination whatsoever.
That's why you sing. That's okay.
Yeah, that's why I sing.
Well, your story, certainly a very interesting story, kind of like a dream come true story for so many. So many try, very few make it, and very few get as far as you did, of course, talking about American Idol. Tell us about that whole experience for you.
Yeah, it really was like a dream, a once-in-a-lifetime kind of thing, and it's been a few years now, and enough time that I can kind of settle in life as I know it now, and look back and just, really cherish the opportunity, because, I don't know what I'd be doing without it, and I'm just so thankful for it. And, it's really not something I ever imagined doing. I didn't start singing until I was in college, and, after about a year of that, I just kind of tried out on a whim and didn't know what was going to happen, and it's just crazy to look around and see where I've come, I'm just very thankful for it.
What were some of the memorable experiences of that whole journey?
The whole thing. I I was 20 years old at the time, living in a dorm room, eating ramen noodle every night, and then we'd go out and go to California where you have bodyguards and drivers every day, and we have a live-in cook that would cook for us, and it was just so surreal, not normal life.
And what was it like? We see a lot of seasons. There are quite a few Christians that make it pretty far. So what was it like being a Christian in that environment?
It was cool. It was fun to be a part of, and I think it's been neat to see how Christian artists do emerge from there. And so it was just an honor to be a representative of Christ on the big stage.
And certainly music played a big part in your life coming to know Christ.
Yeah, it did. Music has always been closely tied with my spiritual journey, all throughout. And I grew up in a church, and I also grew up around music. That was the two things that were always constant in my life, where, my dad was the pastor of a small church and also the worship leader just throughout my life, always different roles like that. And so it's always been around those two things. And, I think my faith really became real to me around the time I was 16 when I was at a church camping for the first time, really, felt God during worship. And I feel like that was a big turning point in my life and moving forward. And, it's definitely helped me on my way to where I am today.
And where you're at today, a new CD?
New CD, yep.
It's available now, right?
It just came out in January. It's in stores now, available online and anywhere else you buy music. And I'm really excited about it. This has been a long time coming. My debut album came out back in 2009, so a lot's happened between now and then, from getting married and having a baby to, just life. So I had a lot to write about, and I'm excited to share it with the world.
And the CD is called Only a Mountain, correct?
Yes, it's called Only a Mountain.
So
I also have the first single by the same name.
Yeah. So tell us about that. I mean, obviously, you're writing from experience. So, a lot of stuff's happening. I saw that, you're married, you're dad, so you're probably writing about stuff like that. And then just other, things, life journeys as, you're growing up and growing into this adult roles.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I think that's why we picked. I wanted Only Mountain to be the title because I feel like that kind of sums up the last few years of my life. And the biggest takeaway has been just that, God is powerful. And these, the mountains we face, the little things that we think are such a big deal in the big scheme of things and through God's point of view, it's really not. It's a small thing and something that He's totally in control of. And that's what I've experienced through these last few years, and especially in, starting to get really involved with my church and, really living in community for the first time in my life. And so that's kind of what I've learned and hope to inspire people pursue that, the community and just faith. I think faith is the overall driving theme of this record.
Excellent. Another thing, we were stalking you. Now, we checked out your I Am Second video. We're actually checking that out yesterday. You're talking about faith, but another thing that we've really noticed, and I was just wondering if maybe this came across in the album too, is you're talking about just really wanting to be a servant.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's crazy to think I did that interview about 5 years ago now. Actually, right when I got off of American Idol. And so it's neat now to look back. I see the words I said then and to see how they've played out. And I think that's still a big theme in my life and my desire, my heart's desire, especially now as a dad and as a husband, is to really just be a servant of all. To steal the words from the Bible. That's definitely my life's ambition. However that may be through music or through serving here at home or at the church. That's what gives me life.
We're talking with Jason Castro. Jason, one of the many bands and artists that will be at Winter Jam, happening this Thursday night, beginning at 7 o'clock, doors at 6, at the Eastern Michigan University Convocation Center in Ypsilanti. Remember, just $10 at the door, no advance tickets, and it's one of those first-come, first-served basis deals where once the concert hall fills up, they can't let anybody else in, so don't get there too late, so make sure that you get in. Now, Jason, we asked on Facebook if anyone had any questions for you, and Brianna had a question, kind of similar to when we asked you earlier, but has it been very difficult being a Christian in today's media and society, and in what ways?
I don't think it's been any more challenging than I don't know, I guess any other day and age. I think you kind of have to decide who you are before before I ever stepped on the American Idol stage. A big part of my story is that I had been really involved in music and was in a band that was doing some things, talking to labels, and before I knew it, I realized I was giving my whole life to this music. I felt like it was now or never, and in that process, I was overlooking a lot of other things in my life, and really felt like I was squandering other opportunities and not being a good steward of everything God had given me, and that really drove me to quit this band and to really give up music, which was the hardest decision of my life. And I think in doing so, that's what prepared me for what was to come. And so that's why when I was on American Idol, I wasn't concerned with what place I came in or how good I was at it, because I had already given music to God, and it was completely in His control. And that's what I always say, is that God has bigger plans than we could ever imagine, and if we just trust Him, and that's been true in my life. That music came back bigger than I could have ever imagined, and it's not something I hold on to so tight anymore. Now I know its place, and I know God's in the number one spot, and He has a plan for me, no matter what that looks like, whether it's music or anything else. I know that if I'm following Him, then everything's going to be okay, and it's going to be the best case scenario.
Great answer. That's very, very true. All right, now Herb asked a question. I don't know these names, so we'll throw it out there. How are Fidel and Ruel doing?
Well, I don't know. I'm not related.
Okay, you don't know what that is. All right, it must have been.
Well, I mean, they're referring to Fidel Castro, the communist leaders, and his brother who took over.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
That one a lot.
One of those random questions. All right.
Jokers.
All right, well, this is we've got Jason Castro on the phone. Jason, part of Winter Jam, this Thursday night in Eastern Michigan. You can find out details at yeshome.com. All right, so what are people going to experience this Thursday night?
Well, a lot of music, and in particular in my set, they're going to hear a lot of my new songs off of my new album, and as well as maybe a favorite from American Idol. And, throughout the night, it really is an amazing thing. If you've never been, Winter Jam is quite the experience. Such a diverse night of music and spoken word that'll really leave you inspired. So I'd encourage everyone to come out, and come out early, because I play pretty early on at 5:30 this week, or 6:30.
6:30. Yeah, because the bands really kind of start playing shortly after the doors open, correct?
Yeah.
All right.
Actually, a couple before.
Wow.
They have a little pre-jam party, which I'm a part of.
Cool.
So yeah, get out early.
All right. Well, where can people go to keep up with what's going on with Jason and find out more about you and check out your music? Where can people go?
You can check out my website, jasoncastro.com, or follow me on Twitter /Jason Castro, or on Facebook. I'm everywhere.
All right, cool.
So come follow me.
Anything exciting happening with Jason after Winter Jam?
Well, I'm excited to start a new tour after this with fellow Winter Jam tour mates, the Sidewalk Prophets. We're doing a series of dates in April and May that I'm looking forward to.
Excellent, very good. And before we let you go, we are going to be playing your song, Rise to You. Can you tell us about that song?
Sure, yeah, Rise to You, I'm really excited about it being the next single, and it's, it really evolved from just a prayer that I've said many times, when I found myself just at the end of my rope, and sometimes you need that time to get back and remember that God is in charge of everything, and we just got to go to Him and trust Him, and so that's the heart behind Rise to You.
Excellent. Once again, we're talking to Jason Castro, part of Winter Jam, coming to Ypsilanti on Thursday. More details on our website, yeshome.com, and the concert beat. Hey, Jason, thanks so much for hanging out with us. We will see you on Thursday.
Thank you very much. Good talking with you.
You too. Thanks.
Yes FM.